What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode. One Plays here, and today we're going to be getting back into some of my gameplay from the weekend. It's going to be mainly highlights, and unfortunately, I didn't end up completing all of my games. I don't know how to feel about that because it's probably one of the best weekends I've had so far. And due to work commitments and other family commitments, I was unable to finish all of my games. I ended up, well, I'll tell you what towards the end what I got up to, um, and also I think I need to either upgrade to a bigger laptop with more storage in it, or buy something else to save all of my data on, because at the moment I'm finding it difficult to get all of these videos on the same file, and because I keep on running out of memory. So, and I had another problem with that again this weekend, where I ended up not recording all of my games. So you're gonna see, I think, up to 15 wins, I believe it is, up to 15 wins, how I did, and how I got on, because I couldn't record all of them. This game, it started off to being a tough game, and it was a close game to start off with. As you can see, I'm going in with the celebrations again this weekend. They wasn't as effective as I wanted them to be towards the end, because I think the general quality of opposition that you come up against, yeah, them kind of things probably don't affect them. So yeah, maybe at the start it was good, but towards the end, yeah, I think even I was thinking, yo, why am I celebrating, man? I don't do this, man. It's not natural. What a great ball from Ronaldo there. In Mahrez gets in behind again, man. Also, a quick thing about Mahrez, man. Mahrez has been exceptional, especially on his left foot. You can see a bang there. Great left foot, man. You can definitely score and create as well. He hasn't scored too many, but sometimes in a difficult game when you need someone to shoot off from a long range, when you're finding it difficult to get in behind, or either to find a true pass, man, he's got that ability. Uh, that game ends up being a comfortable win in the end, but to start the first half was not like that at all. But in the second half, I think I just took advantage of every opportunity I had, yeah, and I knew I had to finish off everything. So yeah, first game back on Sunday, get a 7-3 win, and we're up to 9 wins from 10 games. My best ever start so far to a weekend league. I don't know what it was, man. I think maybe the general quality of opposition was not as good as previous weeks, because I know some of the pros are not playing due to it not being a qualifying month for the regionals. So I think a lot of them are taking breaks. Great little ball roll there from Ronaldo, and great pass as well to find Del Piero. And 9 minutes into the game, and I get another rage quit here. I love getting a rage quit because, one, it saves you time because you have so many games, man. 40 games to play in 3 days is too much, especially if you got, like, if you're not doing this full time like the YouTubers or pro players who get paid to do this or make a living off this. If you're someone like me that just plays it because you just basically love FIFA and you can't get enough of it, um, it tends to be hard to get all of your games in. That's one of the reasons I couldn't get all of my games in. I was working on Friday. Saturday I had to do a couple of errands for my family, and then on Sunday I was working again. I got home. I was so tired. I napped for about probably I think about 2 3 hours. I got up and I was like, yo, I need to at least get a couple of games in. So I think I got most of my games in about a 6 hour period, and I knew I had to win most of them, because if I start losing, like, weekends one of those, man, it can end up being a long one if you're not consistent enough. But as I said, this being my best ever weekend so far, I was able to get a lot of wins together, man, a lot of good winning streaks. If you're, I think, well, I'll show you what I got in the end, man. But like I said, I don't know how to feel about this weekend. Mahrez there again on his left foot, great bang. I think you always notice what a new player does, because you focus on them so much more than anyone else, because you want to see what they're bringing to the team. So I think I played Mahrez in every single game. Started off him in every single game. The only issue I probably had with him here was his stamina around the 60th minute. Yeah, his stamina was considerably lower than anyone else in the team. I don't know if I'm gonna keep him. Obviously, I bought him for 100k. 100k is a lot of money. I don't know if I'm gonna replace him with someone else, maybe Reginald Golden, but fitting Reginald Golden into that system that I'm playing right now from the start is gonna be hard. So we'll see what we do there. That team there, man, pretty strong team. I can't remember if this was a win or a loss here, but he had a great team, man. A lot of big players in his team, and as as you get to the higher ranks, you come up against better teams, and that was the case in most of my games towards the end. Actually, I think this might be a rage quit. If you be consistent with your chances and you dominate your opposition, don't give them a chance yet. Even they can get frustrated. It doesn't matter how good their team is, unless you're going up against an icon team, like a full icon team here, where someone's put in a lot of money. Oh, great save from Schmeichel there, but great back heel and another back heel finish. And that was a good finish from Mbappe there, man. He got come onto the ball and back heel it into the back of the net. And I think this is another rage quit. 30 minutes into the game, Mbappe might have gotten a hat trick in that game. I think, I'm not too sure. 3 shots, 3 goals in 30 minutes. That's what I'm looking for, man. Because I didn't want to play too many games. Around this time, about the 12 wins mark, I was feeling it. I was struggling to keep my eyes open, but I don't know how I carried on and ended up winning as many games I did. But hopefully next week should be a better week for me in terms of how many games I complete, because the job I currently do, shift work, it's hard to do or get all your games in, because every week you're on a different shift, so you don't know how your body's going to be feeling. The ball ends up going behind Ronaldo there, but he brings it down and finishes that off, and then another rage quit. As I said, I'm happy to get these rage quits, man. I know I do feel like a bit of an idiot when I'm celebrating, because that's not like me. But if you need, I'm trying to get every bit of a competitive edge I can over my opponent. This guy, I think this is my first loss I pick up from on Sunday. He's got a good strong team there. Suarez in there, Crespo in there, Rui Costa and Rijkaard. I think his biggest threat to me was, apart from Crespo's finishing. Look at his finishing from Crespo, man. Yeah, this guy was a great finisher, top corner every single time. I thought this is gonna be my first loss here, so I'm that kind of player. Yeah, even if you got a great team, I'll still carry on going till the end. Make it 2-1. I got back into the game, and another great finish from him. And he's a good finisher, composed on the ball, and he took his time when he comes to his shots. Back heel there from Mbappe. Ronaldo makes it 3-2. 3-2, yeah, is the turning point sometimes when you're coming back in a game. But this guy kept his cool, man. Great body shielding from Suarez there, and top corner again. This geezer loved that side of the goal, man. I tried my best. Sometimes you just come up against someone that's better than you. You gotta hold up your hands and say, you know what, yeah, you was better than me. Ends up beating me 5-2. But Rijkaard and his team, man. Every time I was running around the pitch, Rijkaard was like a brick wall, just blocking everything out, man. I hated going up against that Rijkaard. But for a defensive mid, I think I prefer Vieira. I like how Vieira is, but Rijkaard's definitely a good alternative if you haven't got the coins for Vieira. He was pretty solid, and he's a big presence, man. When you have a icon and they have the massive hair and how big they are on the pitch, you definitely notice them in the game as well. Because every time you get on the ball and you notice someone coming, you think, oh, here we go. 1-1 here. Start with the celebrations again, but like I said, towards the end, yeah, these celebrations weren't working. People were not quitting. Great little finish from Mahrez again. I think that is what he's saying. Mbappe, you can't really tell. You know, on the pitch, yeah, when they got the same shoes on, you can't really tell if it's Mahrez or if it's Mbappe. Makes it 2-2 there. I think this goes into extra time. Or does it? I can't remember. I think there's one of the games that it was a tough game, and it goes into extra time, and we going on penalties. There was one that I lost on penalties, and there was another one that I ended up winning on penalties. Now I think I don't. Yeah, this is the one where he beats me. This is another loss. So back-to-back L's, man. At this stage, I'm thinking, yo, I've had a great run so far. This can definitely get me to at least 25 wins. If I get another little run, I can at least get into Elite 3. Great header from Martial there, back post. Good strong header, man. Good cross from Mahrez, I think it was. Or was it Zanetti? One or the other. Yeah, so I thought this is probably the end of my runs for this weekend. I think it was 13 wins and 3 losses. And then we go up against this team, and I'm thinking, yo, these teams are coming in solid now, man. The teams are harder. The people that are playing these teams, they know what they're doing. Sometimes if you come up against a good team right at the start, maybe the person you're playing here is not as good, because just because if you have icons in your team, or it doesn't make you a better player. If you know how to use them and if you know how to play the game, that's what makes the difference. So a lot of times, I came up against big teams. Yeah, maybe they were better than me as in terms of ability. So you know how a player is gonna play right from the start. What kind of style of play they come with. You know if you're gonna have if you're gonna have trouble in a game, or if you're gonna be able to score a goal. And normally, in my case, yeah, it's how they defend. If they defend in a way that they can shut me out, I know I'm gonna have a difficult game here, and it's one of them ones where it's just gonna be a long game. This is the game, 2-2. It's a hard game, and I just about won this, and obviously on penalties as well. Comes up with Alexis Sanchez. Luckily for me, he wasn't that good at penalties. Penalties is a gamble. I hate going to penalties because it's like flipping a coin. Either one of us could get it, and I think I do end up winning this penalty shootout. But there was another penalty shootout where the guy was extremely good on penalties. Man, he made a lot of saves as well. I lost my head in that game because I think I was winning that game 3-2, and I got Koscielny sent off. It was 2-1 goal, and I got Koscielny sent off, and I had to defend with 10 men for the last half an hour of the game. Ended up going into extra time, and because he equalized on the 90th minute, literally on the 90th minute, he equalized. And then we went into the extra time, and he beat me on penalties as well. I was gutted in that game. Plus, I got Koscielny sent off, so I had to play Bonucci in the next game. But funnily enough, Bonucci done well in that game. I dropped him again as soon as Koscielny got back, but Bonucci done alright for me in that game. But see with Bonucci, yeah, he's just not consistent enough. Actually, I win this game, you know. Did I say I'm gonna win this game? I end up winning this game. But yeah, some of those footages some of those games came after 15 wins. A lot of harder players came after 15 wins. Yeah, that was my weekend. That's all I've managed to end up getting footage of due to not having enough storage space. I think I said 15 wins. I ended up getting 14 wins on record in terms of what I've captured for the weekend. But I'll show you just now in a second how many I did end up winning. But I think my run carried on all the way up to 19 wins and 3 losses. Best ever weekend for me in terms of win to loss ratio. And also, when I got to I think 19 wins, I think it was probably at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had to get to work for about 5:30. I had to leave my house in the morning, so I ended up quitting. If I went 1-0 or 2-0 down, whereas normally I'd try to fight back to win the game, I ended up quitting a couple of games, and I ended up getting a lot of losses from that as well. So yeah, 24 wins out of 32 for the weekend. That's what some of my friends got. Not a bad weekend if you consider how many games I've played and how many wins I've got, but I'm disappointed as well that I couldn't get into Elite 3, man. That was really my goal for this weekend, to get Elite 3. And yeah, also pack openings. I think I'm gonna open my packs on Wednesday. The EA have done it. I've released the strikers or the attackers so far. Or either might do it on Wednesday, or I might do it on Thursday as well, or I might just split both of them, half on Wednesday and half on Thursday, just so I got a bit more luck of getting fresh team of the week player as well, so I can make extra coins. And in terms of squad battles, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna play any more from now on. I said this last time as well, and ended up playing just for the packs. But as you can see, Ronaldinho's team, they're one of the greatest players of all time, one of my favorite players, and that Ronaldinho card I think is the best Ronaldinho card anyway. But I think that's gonna be the end of the video for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you on maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Take care. Bye.